This video is going to be on stock variators, which is right here, compared to racing variators that fit on the Honda Dio or Elite engine. Now the variator is the front part of the engine. That's where it goes. And on your other side is your rear pulley. And your belt goes all the way around. I'm sure everyone knows that. What we have here on this motor is, it's an automatic or semi, well, I call it automatic anyway, for argument's sake. But on a moped and most mopeds, we have a belt driven, pulley driven, low speed and a high speed. And what we have is the belt, and it starts out very close to the shaft, right here, right in here. Okay, and it's very wide on the back, or all the way around here. And that's a low speed. As the belt or the engine picks up speed, the variator, where the belt rides, is about right here. The variator starts to push out because of the weights in here. As the weights push out, the variator gets thicker and the belt starts to ride up here. Now what we have is the belt is riding on very high on the front, right here. And what happens is a reverse in the back. The belt starts to ride very close right here for high speed. Now as you slow down, the variator, this plate right here, this is called a ramp plate. And what happens is, these are stock weights. They will push out against these ramps right here and actually make the variator thicker. This is against the engine, or I'll show you right here. The theory is pretty simple once you understand it. The trick is to get your low speed and high speed correct to your style of riding and your body size, and also engine conditions as far as weather and humidity and things like that. But as the variator sits, the ramp plate sits right here against the crankshaft. Now with centrifugal force, as that is spun faster and faster and faster, the weights, which are right down here, and there are 6 of them, the weights start to, just like on a Ferris wheel, if you've ever been on, not a Ferris wheel, but a, let me think, it's a child's toy, but I can't remember what it is. Anyway, the centrifugal force starts to push the weight out. So the weights actually start to come, and they start to roll out through centrifugal force. They all roll out at the same time, and as they roll out, the ramp plate, which is right here, starts to rise. Now that causes the belt to be pushed from the inside, where it's riding right here, and it will start, the variator will push out and the belt will ride up here. Okay, so you say, all right, we got low speed and we got a high speed. Now there's always a trade-off in everything that you do. That's why we have all these different weights. These are different size weights. These are heavier weights here, but they're 9 gram or 13 gram or 14 gram. Over here we have smaller weights, 3 gram through 12 gram. And the trick is to get the 6 weights that are most apt for your riding style and put them in here. And sometimes you'll have to do it, or put them in the racing variator here. Sometimes you'll have to do it 7, 8, 9, 10 times to get your weight selection right. And some people, what they do is, say like if I have 36 grams right here all together, and I want to say, okay, I want to keep 36 grams in here. Some people, I've never done this, but they'll put a 12 here, 12 here, and a 12 here, and leave the others blank. And then what I do is I take, I found that you can't use any kind of oil. If you use any kind of oil in here, any kind, with a centrifugal force, it'll blow all that oil out and get all over your belt, and you cannot get oil on your belt. They don't mix too well. So what I use is a graphite lube. It's a black powder, and what I do is I drop just a little bit in each one of these bowls, and use my finger, maybe rub it around, and then I'll take my weight and I'll put it in here, and I'll go like this with it to get it right. And after I get all my weights in, then I take my ramp plate, and ramp plates are different too. What's different about ramp plates, different ones you can buy for riding style, is that your angles right here and right here and right here may be different. They may be more flatter, or they may be more at a sharper angle. And if you could imagine, the weights are thrown at the same time, but with a sharper angle, the belt will reach the top of the variator quicker because you have a sharp angle of attack. Now with a shallower angle of attack, it takes longer for the belt to get to the top and go into the second gear. Now the trick is, what you want to do is take, your power is constant. What we're doing is taking the power from the engine and we're translating it into usable low speed all the way back to usable high speed. That's the reason we have variable weights. Now the back pulley consists of 3 springs and 1 main spring. Now, that's a different video altogether. But what I wanted to show you is this is the way we do it. You can buy the weights at any bike shop that deals with the DOs or elites. It's good to have a lot of them on hand. Sometimes they get rounded off due to heat. They'll get squared off, I'm sorry, due to heat, because they're putting out a lot of heat and you have to get new ones. But that's the way it works. And right here, this is called a Pulley Boss. Right here. Now they're all standard except if you're going to use a rear ZX drive. The Pulley Boss goes right here. This is what the Variator rides on. Right here. And a ZX Pulley Boss is a little bit longer. And it has a little bit wider rear deal on it, rear pulley. But that's my take on racing variators. And if you want 3 to 5 miles an hour or more, I don't know how many kilometers that is, but a variator is something to really, a racing variator to invest in. Okay.